women's 100 world final. The Jamaicans get out well. It's Sha'carri Jackson, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Talou. Here comes Sha'carri Richardson. Sha'carri's done it. Sha'carri Richardson has won the world title.
It's the Shelley Winter Show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know anything about me, I'm Shelley Winter. That's DJ Greg P. I bring this track story up not because it's a track story. I bring this up because it's about redemption.
That sound was courtesy of NBC Sports.
Thank you very much. You told me to say that. I completely forgot. Thank you very much. That sound was courtesy of NBC Sports. Can't believe he just told me that 2 minutes ago. Don't forget to give credit to NBC Sports. And I started talking. Thank you, DJ Greg P. I bring the story up because I was watching that race, and I got to tell you, man, when I got to four of the fastest women in the world were running in that final, 100-meter final in Budapest, the World Championships of track and field. And I'm a fan of sports. I like all sports. I sat and watched the track and field all weekend because there's really nothing else on. You know, preseason football doesn't really interest me. I mean, I'll watch it if nothing else is on, but this was real competition. And I watched that race, and I got to tell you, man, I was rooting for Sha'carri Richardson. For those of you who don't remember, she was poised to become America's next sprint star in women's track. And she had won the Olympic trials, and then they tested her, and she got tested positive for marijuana. And all the criticism came, the name calling, ghetto, and look at her hair. She had colored hair. She was brass and boisterous, and then she tested positive for marijuana. And even at the time, I said, why is marijuana even on a ban list? It's not a enhancer. It doesn't make you run faster, right? But she tested positive nonetheless, and she fell off the radar. And it really was the criticism that hurt me so much, calling this young girl names and all kinds of stuff, and people were so highly critical of her. And so when she stepped up in the starting blocks this afternoon, I thought to myself, come on, man, come on, knock this out. And if you watch the race, if you have a chance, go back and watch this race. It's a 100-meter race, but if you go back and watch it, you hear the announcer talking about Shelly-Ann Pryce and Jerrica Fraser. Right, Fraser? Was it? And they're the two Jamaican runners. And Jamaica has dominated the women's track for a long time. And he's yelling their names because they were out in front. Sha'carri Richardson closed the gap in the last 45 meters and ran away. She was like a rocket. The last 40 meters, she just took off. And when I was watching, I was like, yes. And it's a redemption story. You're never out of it. Don't let anybody call you names. Don't let anybody laugh at your defeats. Because as long as you can get up the next day, you can win again. And we see this a lot in sports, but we see it in everyday life. It happens to all of us. You have a job, one day you come in and someone says, hey, your services are no longer needed. And you don't know what you're going to do. You're at the lowest point of your life. And then you put out resumes, you send out resumes, and your family's looking at you. Where's the food going to come from? Where the bill money going to come from? And you're down and you're depressed. And then just like that, it's all turned around. You get another job you like better than the job you got fired from. You're making more money than the job you got fired from. Look at it in relationships. You're in love with somebody, you have your heart broken, they leave you, and you're despondent, you're despaired, you're depressed. You don't know how life is going to go on without this person. Then you meet someone else that treats you 10 times better than the last person. As a matter of fact, the last person, you didn't even realize how badly you're being treated till you met the new person. All of that is in this one story of Sha'carri Richardson. She went from being a laughingstock, criticized, calling her wearing colored hair, all of this stuff. People dogging her, people criticizing her, to being the fastest woman on earth, 10.65 in a 100. 10.65. And winning the world championships for the first time since 2017 for an American. Jamaica had dominated this sport. And she came from behind. I just think it's the greatest. I really do. This is why I love sports so much, because of stories like this. And I wanted to, Greg stopped me, but I wanted to start the show off with this story because it's a testament to the human spirit. It's a testament to never giving up. And I wanted to bring that up to everybody listening. You may be going through something right now. Seriously. I've been there. I was fired from talk radio. I thought I'd never work again. Now I'm on WSB 7 to 10, the Shelley Winter Show. A 100-year-old legacy station, the #1 news and talk station in the country. But when I was let go from my previous stop, or not the previous stop, but the stop before that, I thought it was over. Thought I'd never work again. I was depressed. I was despondent. I mean, I was really down in the dumps because I'd finally found that thing which I'm good at. But the Lord, God, whoever you believe in, your own stick-to-itiveness, your own hustle, your own ambition will always bring you back, ladies and gentlemen. So whatever you're going through right now, please take the story of Sha'carri Richardson, who just 2 years ago was written off as wasted talent, as someone who will never achieve greatness. Now she's at the top of the world as a world champion in 100-meter. It's not ever over until you're dead. As long as you got fight in you, as long as you got something that inside in you, that's something, that je ne sais quoi, whatever you want to call it, as long as you got that in your body and your soul, you could drive and be better every day of your life. So don't give up. If you're down and depressed, you've had it bad or whatever, don't give up. Look at the story of one Sha'carri Richardson, American track star, 10.65, fastest woman in the world at the World Championship. It's the Shelley Winter Show. We'll be right back.
And that's what makes it better. When something is wrong.
You love free.